What's going on, y'all? This is John Alsace with Facemask Fantasy. We got new up-to-date fantasy content coming your way every day on this channel, so if you have not subscribed already, then please hit that button. But before we get into our main topic for today, my co-host Nick Payne put in a ton of work to give you guys a free 2021 Redraft draft kit available on our website, which can be found at facemaskpod.com. It's a great piece of content, something that other analysts might be charging you for, but we're giving it to you for free. So without further ado, let's get into some fantasy talk. And today we're going to talk about former Broncos wide receiver Trinity Benson. And I say former because he was just traded to the Lions in exchange for a 5th and 7th round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Lions also get a 6th rounder in 2023. Now, it's no big secret that the Detroit Lions receiving core is as thin as it's been in a very long time. Coming into the season, they lost Golladay and Jones to free agency, two long-time Lions wide receivers, as well as Danny Amendola. And while they brought in Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perryman, along with Amon-Ra St. Brown, through the draft to compete with incumbent second-year Quintez Cephas, it still just looks top to bottom like one of the worst wide receiver cores in the NFL. I'm sorry, Lions fans, I really am. But even with that depth chart, Brashad Perryman could just not cut it. He was cut yesterday, and their wide receiver core actually looked like Tyrell Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephas, Javon McKinley, Khalif Raymond, and Sage Surratt. But now they bring in Trinity Benson, who was Pro Football Focus's 10th highest graded wide receiver this preseason with a grade of 84.4. But who is Trinity Benson? He was an undrafted prospect out of East Central Oklahoma. Benson is 5'11", 182 pounds, and he tested well across the board in Indy at the Combine in 2019. He ran a 4.49 40 and had an elite sub 6'9" 3-cone drill. Benson projects as a slot wideout with superior explosiveness as proven by his 8 catches and 4 runs of 20+ yards in college. And at the collegiate level, Benson was a downfield threat and a standout kick returner. He's coming off a stellar preseason where again he was ranked the 10th highest graded wide receiver by Pro Football Focus. This is a preseason in which he caught all 8 passes thrown his direction for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, both of which came in their opener against the Minnesota Vikings. He has, by all reports, had an awesome camp. He's fast, he's a great athlete, his teammates love him by all accounts, and while he's thought of more as a deep threat than anything, he really proved this preseason that he could work the intermediate parts of the field as well. Theoretically, I think he could be what the Lions hoped Brashad Perryman would be, a guy who can flat out run, catch deep balls, keep the defense honest by stretching the field vertically, and also contribute on special teams. Now, moving Benson comes after the Broncos waived wide receivers Seth Williams, Tyree Cleveland, and Kendall Hinton last night. I think they bring back Seth Williams now that Benson is off their 53. As it stands, the Broncos currently have 6 wide receivers on their roster: Courtland Sutton, who's coming back from an injury, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Deontay Spencer, and DeMornay Pearson-L. This is one of the deepest wide receiver cores in the NFL, so it's no wonder that they gave up somebody like Trinity Benson to the Lions in the first place. Now, Trinity Benson was not pegged for a fantasy relevant role while he was in Denver in the first place, but does he have any relevance now that he's on Detroit? We've said it before, and again, I don't mean to offend Detroit Lions fans, but this is literally one of the worst wide receiver cores in the NFL. So he's got the opportunity to theoretically grab hold of a job here. He could end up being the number 3 wide receiver in this offense. So are you drafting him in fantasy? If you were drafting Brashad Perryman in DFS or season-long leagues, I believe Benson was brought in to be used in the exact same role that Perryman was. So if you were investing in Perryman, there's no reason why you shouldn't be investing in Trinity Benson. Picking up Trinity Benson isn't a bad option, as he could again be the wide receiver 3 here in Detroit. But he's never going to be more than the 4th or 5th passing option in this passing game to Tyrell Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson, and DeAndre Swift. So while he technically has value and could step into a fantasy relevant role, he's not somebody I'm breaking down the door for. I mean, Goff's strength was never throwing YOLO deep balls. He could end up having value, and that's what Trinity Benson is supposed to be really good at. Now in Dynasty, he's worth an add if you got a taxi squad, but ultimately he strikes me as more of a watch list player in Dynasty as well, at least until he proves himself fantasy viable in any form or fashion. There are worse dart throws because he's on a 53-man roster, but I think there are better better dart throws too, even at the wide receiver position, who should be available in your leagues. So for now, while I do again expect him to step into that Brashad Perryman role, I'm merely keeping an eye on him in all my leagues. I am not adding him to any rosters, but he is a prime watch list candidate. So what do you guys think about Trinity Benson? Do you guys think he has what it takes to climb the ranks in the Lions wide receiver depth chart sooner than later? Put your thoughts in the comments section below. My name is John Alsace, and this is Facemask Fantasy. We bring you new up-to-date fantasy content every day right here on this channel, so if you have not subscribed already, please hit that button. Thank you for listening and have a great day.